Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the ABC Centre, and in particular Eugene Goosens Hall, or Studio 200, for this evening's live broadcast of Classic FM's After Julia. Just a few housekeeping things before we go into the broadcast. Tonight is a live broadcast, so we ask that you assist us by keeping noise in the hall to a minimum. If you feel like you'll have to leave midway through the broadcast, we actually ask that you take a moment now to move to the rear of the hall so that we can do that during a loud part of the piece or during applause. If you do have to exit the hall, unfortunately we may not be able to admit you straight back in. We may have to wait for a particular point in the broadcast to let you back in. Just a few other things in regards to emergency management here at the ABC. If there was to be an emergency, we'll hear some alarm tones, and I just want you to take particular note at the moment of where your nearest exit is. We've got 2 exits at the rear of the hall, 2 exits down here, and 1 exit behind me here. The ABC is a no smoking venue, so please no smoking within the venue and within the precinct. Toilets are located outside the main doors. Now in a moment I'm going to bring out Mr. Julian Day, who is the presenter. When Julian comes out here and stands at the podium, we'll be going live to air shortly after he arrives. So what we'll hear is we'll hear the broadcast coming through and we'll cross over. So now please welcome your presenter, Mr. Julian Day.
Thank you very much. We're about 10 seconds from our broadcast. I hope you enjoy the show.
The offer to publish was withdrawn. Happily for her, another London publisher snapped up some of her piano pieces. So far tonight on ABC Classic FM, a varied selection from our rich Australian musical past. Now we have some brand new Australian music. It's introduced by Julian Day.
Hello and welcome. I'm Julian Day here at the Eugene Goosens Hall at the ABC building in Sydney for a very special live broadcast on ABC Classic FM. I'm here with several hundred eager listeners, one very significant VIP, for a new Music Up Late concert as part of Australian Music Month. It's called After Julia. 7 composers responding to the impact, reaction to and legacy of our first female Prime Minister, Julia Gillard. And we're excited to say that Miss Gillard is here with us in the audience tonight to hear the works. There's no doubt that Julia Gillard's leadership was a tumultuous period in Australia's recent political life. It brought questions of gender equality back into the spotlight. To paraphrase Kat Hope, the organiser of tonight's concert, until then I wouldn't have called myself a feminist. I thought that work had been done. But as events unfolded, and I heard the words of parliamentarians, journalists and callers on Talkback Radio, I realised I was wrong. What Kat's done is to invite 7 women to sound out a response to that period. And as you'll hear, their responses are incredibly varied, from scores directed by Goldfish to oil drum beats and an angry teenage chorus. The performers are Decibel, an electroacoustic ensemble from Perth, that's become one of our busiest and most fearless new music groups. You'll hear from Ms. Gillard and the artistic director of Decibel, Kat Hope, a little later in our show. But first, a rare instrumental outing from Gail Priest, a Sydney composer best known for her electronic and vocal pieces. The melodies you'll hear here are in fact directly taken from the words of Julia Gillard. Gail set up her computer keyboard to translate letters into notes. She then typed in part of Julia Gillard's legacy speech given in June 2013, and I quote, "The reaction to being the first female Prime Minister does not explain everything about my Prime Ministership, nor does it explain nothing about my Prime Ministership. And this is the sonic result. This is Everything and Nothing by Gail Priest, played by Decibel."